Hello everybody and welcome back to Arknights. I am starting unusually early tonight, not only to make up for all the times I started really late, but also because my dad requested my help with my sister's dogs while we go to take them back to my sister's house, and then he goes to pick her up from the plane. Originally, that was supposed to happen in like an hour or two from now, so I was going to do that, come home, and then do a late stream to finish all this off. Then he says their plane's been delayed, we might not be leaving until 11:30, which is like 3.5 hours from now. So I'm like, oh sweet, I can probably do my stream before that then, and get that out of the way earlier, and then hang out the rest of the night. And then just now he says, actually, their plane just got into the air, we might leave at about 10:30. And I'm like, that might be close. I honestly don't think I'll be able to complete this in that amount of time. And he's said he's perfectly willing to do everything himself if he has to. But here's hoping. He told me to just go and do this and we'll see what happens, so that's what I'm doing. I could have sworn I did this one already. Guess not. Boop. Boop. Hey Zelda Shake, maybe you can help translate some of this, since you often do Googling and such. C R E P I Crepey, I guess? Possibly a heart for this one. I don't know if it's actually counting this as a heart or if it's just a random symbol they came up with. That was this one, yeah? I L Crepey il. Wait a minute, was this something? Possibly an umbrella? L U P O. I'm assuming that's an O. Might have been an 8. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking it's Crepey il lupo. 3, 2, 1. But I don't know. I want to know if Crepey il lupo means anything. Anyway, I'd be less worried about finishing this in time if we didn't have these extra cutscenes to go through. Sorry, I was checking a message. Alright, Carnival Charter. That's it. You people just don't know how to party. Some oddly chill music. Possibly one of my favorite songs in the game. I always imagine her having the voice of the police girl from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, specifically the abridged version. Excuse me. Pizza delivery from One More Slice. Pumpkin pepper, cheese, fries and sausage, supreme, devil's pepper, and classic mozzarella. Devil's pepper? Pumpkin pepper? What the heck? Eat up, can't work on an empty stomach. This one's yours, Senor Emperor. Should I call you consultant instead? What the heck is Emperor doing there? Not bad. Soft and chewy crust, nice meaty flavor. You got a card for this pizzeria? I made it myself at the dock worker's kitchen. Why does she suddenly go southern? What did I do? Any idea what language it's supposed to be? I think it's Italian. I'm gonna guess it's Italian. Everyone in this is supposed to be fantasy Italian. Wolf die 3, 2, 1. Oh, may the wolf die 3, 2, 1. Interesting. I wonder what the remaining puzzles will give us.
I can write down the recipe for you if you want. No need to be shy, it's the least we can do. If not for your help, we couldn't possibly have fixed all the damaged floats before the parade tonight.
What did he do to help with that? I have to wonder. I'm just thinking how authentic Syracusan pizza might go over with the Longmanites. Maybe Exusier could add it to the menu at the ends of the earth.
What about that signore singing while working? Should I call him over?
Hey, Big Mouth, over here! This'll shut you up! Oh shoot, it's him! What is Priest doing here? I don't know what's worse, the way you break into song anytime, anywhere, or that obnoxious singing voice of yours, or the song itself. Is there just a guy with a chainsaw hanging out up there? I mean, what's that crap? You built that out while clapping together your building blocks of the jungle? Can't find the energy to work without song. Unlike you, who's just sitting there giving advice, I'm the one who has to put in the work and sweat. You got a reason to do that, I don't. It was your float that got us butt burned off, wasn't it? It was bad enough that it didn't look cool at all, but how could they put me so close to that wolf? Sounded like it looked awesome to me. Well, all the other floats have their arms and legs stuck back in place. The only one left is the wolf that's just a pile of ash now. If you ask me, it makes more sense to spend the time making the other floats look cooler than rebuilding one float. There's so many floats, who would miss one wolf? Fair enough.
No, you can't do that. There are many legends of beasts in Syracuse, but the wolf is special. City Hall had already announced the number of floats and what they're based on. People will get anxious if one is missing. You know... Hey, Fatso, stop stuffing that pie in my mouth. Pineapple? On pizza? Now that is what I call radical. Do all Syracusan cops have to learn to make pizza? Oh no, my pa's a pizzeria in another city, and I used to help out there. We're pretty well known. When I was little, I dreamed about having branches all over Syracuse, even their own dedicated headquarters plate. Maybe you've heard of our ad? Noemi Pizza, one more slice even when you're full? Nope. We never had the money to start a second one. Business was good and no one dares do not pay for their food, but paying our protection fee takes up most of our profit. I came when I heard that the Novo Vicini Police Academy was recruiting. Maybe I'll be able to protect the shop once I become a cop. I know what you want to say. It sounds naive, doesn't it? Being a cop is much harder, and then there's all the trouble that's popped up these last couple of days.
Think of this another way. Becoming a cop means you can change your slogan. Noemi Pizza. If it isn't good, you can lock me up.
Oh.
I like that. That's funny. You remind me of my Zumama. The young always have such simple goals and such strong motivation. This is all your fault, Fatso. I didn't even have time to tell Zumama I was coming here. I have many parties worth bringing us together, Big Mouth. Besides, we got serious business to talk about after the party.
Anyway, I really appreciate it. We were at our wits' end when you guys offered to help. As for your compensation, I'll put in an application with City Hall as soon as the carnival is over.
We got our compensation already. Emperor puts another pizza slice in his mouth. We'll see this through to the end. This is good pizza, after all. High Priest puts another pizza in his mouth. Gotta admit, it gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling to see that wolf burn to ashes. But it don't compare to the anger I feel when a good party gets ruined. Maybe he has a small gripe with the wolves of this place. Oh, cruel fate! All the other stalls are busy preparing to make a killing tonight. We're the only ones who have been given the death sentence. I don't care, you're eating all the losses. That's just not fair. I did what I did with good intentions. I was trying to minimize the losses when the rain hit the other day. By getting the beer cart instead of the food drying in the courtyard out in the open? Mistakes happen. The beer cart is fully enclosed and equipped with a functioning thermostat. Who cares if it gets a little rain on it? But you had to push it back, and now you cost me the spot that took me so much effort to get. No stall, no food. This ain't a carnival, it's my funeral. I should have stuck to movies. Yes, I had to deal with the mafiosi who all fancy themselves filmmakers, but at least I got to make a living. I shouldn't have listened to your tall tales and come here. You again. Oh shoot, what the heck is he doing here? If anyone doesn't know, this guy came all the way from the Arknights' frickin' Vatican. Then again, I guess they might actually be pretty close. I forgot he also sleepwalks habitually. You're still here? Did you fall asleep on the spot after that ice cream? Which is really popular over in, I forget what it's called, Vatican City. Father? Father! I really should take a photo of you right now. So what's stopping you? I'll pay if it looks good. Huh? You said photo, right? Yeah. Today is the biggest day of Unravelled City. Everyone will show up fully dressed. Masks, costumes, and massive mysterious floats. Definitely something I would want to take a few photos of, for the memories. But I can't stop for something like that. Not when the parade keeps rolling. Wouldn't it be great if there was a professional photographer who could do it in my stead? Actually, now that I think about it, maybe he's not from the Vatican area. Yeah, I got it completely mixed up, because he is a priest. And specifically, he's an angel priest. I forget what the... Sancta. He's a Sancta priest, which you usually primarily see in their Vatican City. But he actually is the right-hand man to... I also forget her name, but the lady that's technically in charge of all of the places in this story. Was it Cecilia? Signora Cecilia? I don't remember. Besides, it's better business than competing with everyone else selling beer and ice cream. And to tell you the truth, your ice cream isn't that competitive. Not sweet enough. You heard the father? What are you still standing around for? Huh? What's happening now? Go and get the camera! And don't forget to buy a few more rolls of film. Thank you. Can't have two furs in one tail? Looks like this guy and I just don't match. Problems always float to the surface, and there are always ways to deal with them. I don't think there's a church in this town. Where did you come from, Father? Montelupe. The capital. Did you come all this way for Carnival? An old friend asked me to see what it's all about. It's been a long time since Syracuse has had something this big, after all. Like Lithanian's Empress's celebration, which takes place every year and involves the entire country, and it just gets bigger every year. Yes, it's been a long time since Syracuse has had something this big. I hope it doesn't rain. It would make it so much harder to keep the peace. What are you doing, Signora Venezia?
You're not using this cloth anymore, right? Picked it out of the discard pile. Just right for wiping my blade.
I could get a piece of softer cotton cloth for you.
No need for that.
There will be festivities on every street tonight. There's no need for you to stay at Taylor de Montano.
I promised Vago to solve your problem.
You found Lucino and accompanied me to the Villa Venezia to bring him back. You've already helped so much. Thank you.
There's no need to thank me, Umberto. You saved Lucino yourself by convincing Venezia Senior not to pursue the matter any further. Is he still shutting himself in the room? I haven't seen him. Don't tell me he's ran away again.
If he runs away, just let him. So much has happened over the past couple of days, and he's still young. He needs time to process things. Perhaps I've been too strict.
Maybe he's just struggling with how to view you, his own grandfather, an old tailor, and once the terror of Syracuse and Dons.
I wish I could have seen this guy in action. Well, that's not important. What's important is how he views himself after he stood at death's door and learned about all these things in the past. And he needs to figure it out. I don't have that much time left. Well, Signora Venezia, I bid you adieu. You already know, don't you?
What?
The culprit who hurt your daughter.
And why would you say that?
Did you forget I was once a killer too, Signora Venezia? Your weapon is sharp. It needs no honing, and you are not in the habit of doing so. When a killer starts polishing their blade, they're either planning to put it away forever, or planning to put it in someone.
Fair point. More conjecture than proof at this point, but at least I have something. That's why I said you don't have to thank me.
You came to Novovosini and stayed here at Di Montano to learn about the truth. Who planned the assassination and hurt Signorina Lisa. This was your agreement with Vargo, but if you have learned the answer, there's no reason to continue it. Besides, I don't have any troubles left to deal with.
The game is not over yet. The Fangs are still in the city. I've crossed blades with them. They may be young, but they fight well. If I can find them, they can find you. You're old and frail, Umberto. There can only be one end.
It's an end that already looms large. There's nothing you can do. Tonight, at least, I wish to be alone, and have a moment of quiet to myself. Alright, we'll be going. Hey, new face, where's the old dispatcher? Shift changed half an hour ago. He's probably in rehearsal right now. Huh? Didn't you know? He used to be a saxist at the Teatro di Milano. They recruited him for the parade. I see. He's keeping you in the dark so he can show off tomorrow when his face is in the newspapers. Stronzo! So you're on duty tonight? Yep, I'm the new guy. On the bright side, the harbor is going to be rather quiet because of all the festivities. Excuse me. I'll turn the radio up and feel the festive spirit from here. I would go now if I were you, if you want to get a good place in the procession. Alright, be seeing ya. You almost let it slip. How about you do it then? Hey, I don't got the acting experience. You're the one who's an extra in the mayor's promotional video. It ain't the same thing. I was just being myself in the promo, and we could always do another take. Screw up just now, and all of Antonio's plans would have been blown. This is an important night for you, for me, and for all of Venezia. Once the city is firmly under our control, Antonio will be as good as his word. He'll support you in... what's the wording? Restoring the glory of Sicilia? I just hope I don't have to look like Carl. Carle? What about a musicista? I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced. Playing a saxophone in hell, in that container over there. We'll deal with the body once the dust settles. You got the dispatch station then? Don't worry. Every vehicle that goes in and out of the port has to go through special checks. Venezia Trucking's trucks have been added to the list. The Nomadic City's positioning system has been turned off with the exception of a single encrypted channel. Other than the Familia's landship, no vehicles will approach the city tonight. The rest of the boys are outside. Once the landship approaches the city and starts docking, everybody in Novo City Port who ain't part of this is gonna disappear. What about Antonio? You think the boss needs us to worry about him? A few hours left. Enjoy the night, Novo City. Enjoy the true carnival. Who's talking? I've said that a lot in this one.
But try it for an opening speech, don't you think?
I'm assuming it's female. The voice came from above. The white wolf looks down at them from atop a crane. Amusement on her face, surprise and shock on theirs. She frowns like a listener who can no longer tolerate the performance. Who are you? Have you been here all this time? Do her in, Gambino. Gotcha. I thought you said it was trite, but you're clapping.
You just gave me the first twist, didn't you? You know, I was kind of hoping you would try to. How did he put it? Do me in.
I wanted to, but I ain't about to do something doomed to fail.
Fair enough. Where's your little friend?
Capone? Helping Venezia Jr. with some other stuff.
Sicilian's been busy, eh?
What do you want, Lapland? We've done enough for you. I can't.
I need to go get water.
I mean... Venezia Jr. has put everything the Familia's built over the past year into this. At this point, even if you want to sabotage it, there's not much I can do to help.
You still think you know me, Gambino? Why would I make things hard for an old friend? Just do the job that your boss told you to do. What he's trying to do doesn't conflict with what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm even trying to help him. It's Carnival, after all. The night when all the wonderful dreams we have about this city come true. That's why you didn't even need to kill this guy on the ground. Oops. You really shouldn't be so eager to prove that you're a villain. No wonder Capone's racking up citizen points so much faster than you.
What else do you want me to do?
I dropped something at the Villa Venezia. Bring it to me.
What is it?
A gift box.
You mean the one that the little tailor was...
Uh-huh. And get me a bunch of ribbons, balloons, spotlights, that kind of stuff. Hurry!
Part 5, Il Lungo Carnival. The Long Carnival. Sweet. I'm gonna be right back to get some water and then we'll continue. Alright, I'm back. The wolf and the pack are one. Two exits, about gosh dang time. Though I was starting to hope we'd have one exit for every single one. Well, I definitely don't want that build. Wait a minute. I'm gonna look at something. Can only be blocked by ops with 3 or more. Takes greatly reduced physical and arts damage. Loses damage reduction during Carnival. So does that mean it still has to be in range? But either way, it doesn't need a specific type of Carnival. And temporarily lowers maximum block. This attack can weaken flames. Interesting. Okay, so I think we're good with this build. Over here, I mean. But this may no longer be adequate. Or maybe it will.
A day of fine sun and gentle breeze. I hope everyone makes it home safe.
Once upon a time, there was a strange pink nightmare that roamed the Wild West. Its hide was black charcoal, its hair charred clouds, its horns twisted briar. Many were deceived by its beautiful mask, mesmerized by its sweet scent, falling into deep dreams, becoming its nourishment. The nightmare targeted Lupo children, once luring thousands of children away from a city in a single night. How did humanity continue if all the children were gone? Or maybe it's about to tell us, I guess. But the wise Syracusans came up with a way to fight the terrible pink nightmare. The nightmare was afraid of wolves. When you saw it, you'd simply cry, "Wolf!" 3 times, and the nightmare would disappear without a trace. Why is it a pink nightmare? Is that not Dolly? The benevolent sheep spirit? I think it actually is Dolly based on that sound. Hold on a sec. That is quite enough. I can't listen to any more of this. Ah! I called it. What's up, Dolly? No need to get excited, Dolly. The musician isn't wrong. That's what Syracusan legends say about sheep. And I guess he does have horns, technically, though it's more of a crown. If you're not happy about it, you could always jump on top of his head from your sheep float. After all, no one would be surprised about anything that happens tonight, no matter how out of this world it is. Look, I just like getting chased by wolves. Playing hide-and-seek with them was one of the few hobbies I had during my time in Syracuse. How could they twist the story like that? Blasphemy, I say! Blasphemy! That ain't the word I'd pick for it. Stop throwing cold water on our fun! How did the Syracusans see you, Emperor? Tell them about the black-robed singer, Big Mouth. Well, once upon a time, there was a mafia don who loathed music and banned it in his city, until a penguin singer dressed in a black robe arrived many years later. When he started singing at the town square, the citizens, having no concept of music, found it too noisy and tried to catch the singer and hand him over to the Don. But the singer was too quick and slippery, even for the most athletic young men. He continued to sing. That voice usually doesn't do me any problems. What in the world? Maybe I need more water. One moment. Also, new music. He continued to sing as more and more people joined the chase, which eventually turned into a great dance that engulfed the entire city. The singer sang for 3 days and 3 nights until the furious Don had enough and came to catch him personally. But the Don was caught in the revelry as soon as he walked out of the door and was never seen again. Why does Emperor get to sound like a brave, clever hero when he's not half as wise as I am? It ain't about wisdom, it's about Graf Penguin's attitude toward music. Freedom and struggle. You never did listen to the albums I signed for you, did you? Let's go, we're getting in the way. Is that supposed to be a float? Because that is very clearly an entire dump truck. Musicians playing excitedly, juggling, playing even harder, showing off skills. A kitty! Where's my kitty? Did you just realize you had been walking with a stranger for half an hour, Signora? Oh, I recognize your voice. You're that judge from Terni. I'm so sorry, the Liga Familia made me lie in court. Taps mask. All water under the bridge, Signora. Remember the rules of Carnival? Look around at the sea of smiles around you. Fool and king, queen and priest, all are the same in their masks. Forget the scores of the past and let us toast to the future of Novo Vicini. The crowd passes by 3 aristocrats of beasts, as Dolly's clones meander through the sea of people. All can see them. No one shows any surprise. In this ocean of revelry, not a single sea spray feels out of place. My throat does not like Gambino's voice. A dozen massive floats form an orderly row, carrying the visages of wolf, sheep, penguin, cat, dog, legendary beasts that have come together in this city to lead the procession. Is that just a kid hanging out on the side of the dump truck up there? The streets are brimming, nay, overflowing with plays and improvised performances. Musicians and acrobats seem locked in a competition to outdo one another, forcing food cart owners to raise their voices even higher to peddle beer, pizza, and ice cream. This is even more exciting than an active volcano! Better than the old Carnival. Even Fatso didn't enjoy that kind of party. Please don't dirty the word party by using it on a mafia mass murder fest. One tree don't bear 2 fruits. The Syracusans are just like those wolves. Thousands of years ago, we left the wolves out of our parties because those dumb pups didn't know nothing but fighting and killing. So they came up with their own game. Lucky the Syracusans are smarter, they decided there's things worth celebrating besides killing and fighting for territory. As for the wolves that don't know how to change, they sense the same thing that we do. They know something is not right. We're kindred, after all. There are certain things that we need to talk about. I've met the ones that are less stupid, but they won't listen to anyone up until their stupid game is done. Well, they got a saying in Yan, and it means basically, when in Londinium, do as the Londiniers do. Funny that they're in pseudo-Italy and not talking about Rome here. Now, if this is a party, the Syracusans better not let me down. Wind brushes against Dimitri's cheeks. The windows of the ward were closed when he left yesterday, and Lavinia had instructed the nurse to keep a close eye on the temperature in this autumn season. But he sees only an empty bed when he looks up. It's been a while, Dimitri. He's back!
I'm sorry, Signor Bellone. This man insisted on coming in. I tried calling City Hall and the courts to reach Judge Lavinia, but I couldn't get through.
It's okay. You can leave.
When did you wake up?
The bright lights illuminate the skies and shine upon the hospital ward. The noise of the crowd can be clearly heard even through the window. Leontuzzo stands next to the window, gazing down at a city in revelry. He has changed out of his patient clothes, and there is no hint that he was in a coma not so long ago. A few hours ago? You know, I thought we were meeting up at the restaurant, not the hospital. Good, you still remember what you were doing before the accident. Looks like it didn't damage your brain. You sure didn't lose any time to get dressed as soon as you woke up. Don't tell me you plan on attending the festivities. Surely the nurses have told you that you need to lie down and get some rest. You're still wrapped up in bandages underneath those clothes, aren't you? Just a little lightheaded. Got some pills for it, and I feel much better now. Hundreds of thousands of citizens will be on the streets tonight, celebrating the one-year anniversary of Nova Vicini. The original plan calls for the parade to start from the expansion plate, travel through 23 streets across 9 plates, where it will be joined by various festivities. At midnight, they will arrive at Court Square, where I will address the crowd and welcome a new day together with them. City Hall has contingency plans. Your inauguration can surely wait until you're in better shape. Do you really think that, Dimitri? The Antuzzo turns around. Cool image. I love the skyline, especially with this view. Lavinia has yet to announce the cancellation of the speech. I don't think it's because she forgot to. I have a rough idea of what's been going on these few days. The car accident at the Port District, then the fire at Nova Vicini Port. What will all the citizens think if the mayor misses tonight's scheduled event? If Carnival concludes without a hitch, then the worst thing that comes out of my absence is that I lose a few approval points. But if there is something hidden under the bright lights outside the window, I need to be at the scene. Let's reschedule our dinner to another day. Today! The Carnival has begun! The whole city is busy. Didn't you hear the doctor? Neither City Hall nor the courts are answering phone calls. I'm afraid they have their hands full right now. I brought some people with me. We can escort you to the scene. You don't have a choice, Leon. If you know what's been happening the past few days, then you have at least an inkling of what's going on between me and Saluzzo. But you didn't bring it up. I have some things I have to tell you. Today is the chance. Leon Tuzzo gazes at his old friend. The threat in Dimitri's words are thinly veiled. After a brief moment of silence, Leon Tuzzo extends his hand. I'll be counting on you then, Dimitri. Just like old times. How are you feeling, Grandma? You're lost, my child. I am looking for the last true wolf. I have wasted too much time. Easy, my child. It's not your fault. The Grandma has taught you how to tell the scent of a true wolf's pelt. But the last true wolf is clever. He is a weaver of pelts, hiding his scent perfectly. He is a... tailor. Grandma guides me. I will find the true wolf. Wait for me, Grandma. De Montano. Knew it. Oh, sush. What is it, Leomia? Red Hood. That one again? Where? The alley up ahead. I could recognize her from a mile away. Man, we were just taking a minute to change the tires and you run into her again? You want to go after her? Let's get back on the truck. Irene's waiting for us. I left Summer at the accident scene the last time in order to go after her, which just seemed to lead to all this crazy crap. You know what's funny? I keep running into bad luck, just like I keep running into her. It's like a curse I couldn't shake. It's a brutal pack of wolves that we're facing today. I've seen what they're capable of. That's why I need to be with you guys this time. Well, nothing for you to be ashamed of. The bastard taunted you and you tried to take revenge and killed your mentor. You're way calmer than I would be if I was in your shoes. You know what? Once we get all this crap out of the way tonight, we'll come with you to find her, beat her up, and tie her up behind our truck so that she gets to know what dust tastes like. Nobody messes with our ragazzas, Fortunata. Ha! Well, let's get going. Dang it, boss, this place was hard to find. Our guys are in position, but are you sure you don't want to be on the scene at a time like this? Come, look. Court Square? Man, this house is so close to Court Square. I took so many turns on my way here that I thought I ended up in another district. Heck, I could see the posters on the courthouse windows. Well concealed, but offers a perfect view of the square and the surrounding streets. I will be giving orders in real time from right here, until the dust settles. How'd you get your hand on such prime real estate in such a short time? It has been under my name for a long time. I bought it soon after I came to Novovosini. I come here from time to time when I wanted some time off. To stare at the courthouse and city hall? How are things with the old man? No problems. The estate's crowded and they got enough whiskey, cigars, and classic records to keep him busy all night. The port? Gambino got everything set up. Our land ship is the only thing that's coming to the city tonight. It's almost time, come to think of it. All our vehicles are being deployed around the Novovo City port. The goods will be delivered to every associate of the Familia once the land ship is docked. Then it's up to us. Where's the parade procession? The new art district, where all the theaters and entertainment establishments are. There's lots of performances on the streets, and activities for visitors to interact with the floats. At least an hour until it gets here. We have a small number of select Familia associates nearby, equipped with the weapons that we had smuggled in. The square is undermanned, with most of Novovosini's police keeping order along the parade route. Suppress the courthouse and other administrative buildings quickly and efficiently. With the port and the courthouse in our hands and the supplies from the land ship, Familia Venezia will become the de facto rulers of Novovosini. It's time for Novovosini to wake up from reverie. I just thought of something. City Hall's plan calls for the parade to be welcomed at the square by Leon Tutso's inaugural speech, where he's gonna talk about stuff like the New Order and Syracuse's future and whatever. You gonna say something too when they're welcomed by fully armed associates of Familia Venezia? There is no need, Capone. If you need to think about something, think about whether you still remember how to use a weapon after all the time you spent working at a vehicle company. All good. I know your history, Capone. The Sicilians started the first city-state war in the history of Syracuse. You looted through the city, pointing your weapons at all who would resist or speak up, and harvested the tails of the vanquished with sickles. That was Syracuse's first carnival, even though the name came later. This is your chance to prove that the history of Syracuse began with you, Sicilian. For anyone who doesn't know, he really wants to be able to claim the name of Sicilian, like, properly. But he's been proven time and again that he's not as competent as the Sicilians were, or at least not as powerful. And so this is a big, like, hey, I'm giving you what you want, right? You know? Well, that sort of talk is better for Gambino. He's the one who could never stop talking about Sicilians. Both of them were the case originally, but he pulled out of it faster. Longmen, Vilsini, Novovosini, we've gone from one place to another over the years. The Sicilians fell on hard times after Signora Cecilia abandoned her familia. Ah, Signora Cecilia used to be one of the Sicilians, hence the name, and then she abandoned them and basically took over the entire nation, or something like that. Which is why I've never forgotten how to pull a trigger. Good, good. Do it. Please live, Capone. I love the character. I can't tell if he's actually a misled good guy or if he's terrible, but I love his character. Maybe that's why I love his characters, because I can't tell what kind of character he is. But not in a bad way. Happy Carnival, senor. Have a balloon. Thanks. Hey, wait a minute. Is the parade here already? I thought I would hear from the folks at the earlier stops. That... you're... slower on the uptake than I thought. What did you think was gonna happen? This ain't Senor Mayor's promotional video where we go to the ground as soon as a cop tags us. They've been on the job for, what, 1 year? There's no familia novo vicini. Did you think they would have the skill or the guts to put their head on the line when all they do is issue traffic tickets? Left side of the... hold on a minute, I got this. Left side of the square is clear. Right side, same here. The roads that connect the courthouse and the administrative building are secure, no survivors. Caught a few paper pushers as they were coming out. Dang, one got away and went back into the courthouse. Alright, no complaining. It's time. Do it. What time is it, Texas? 11? Here's your whiskey with ice. Thanks. You've been looking at these route maps over and over again, Lavinia. Take a break. Excuse me. The area around the square has been cleared of all non-relevant personnel. Traffic control is in effect from the new art district to the courthouse. All that's left is to wait for the procession. What's your decision? You're not concerned that it would cause a panic if it's the last Texas who makes the midnight speech, rather than the acting mayor as originally planned? No, I'm not. Every float tonight is themed after a legendary beast, however mysterious or cruel, and many citizens have put on masks to play the wolf pack. Beast or man, they will walk together tonight in Novo Vicini. I can think of nothing more appropriate for the Carnival than having the last Texas give a speech to the citizens about a better future. And I can think of no one else who would take Leon Terzo's place as guest of honor. Alright, let me see that draft again. I'm sorry, Texas, but I need to prepare for all possible contingencies. You've looked on edge since you came back from the truckers' camp. I've done what I could in the time that I had, but the threat hasn't been eliminated. Tonight. Judge Lavinia! What's the matter? Is that blood on your clothes? A large group suddenly showed up at the square. They took out the police. Who were they? I couldn't tell. They were all dressed up in costumes and wearing carnival masks. But they looked like they were ready to charge into the courthouse. Get your wounds treated. I'll check it out. No, Judge Lavinia, they're all over the square. If you go out now... If that's the case, hiding here won't do any good. I'm with you. Good. Stay here, Lavinia. I'm assuming this is Lapland. I'm assuming. Let's find out. I'll deal with what's going on outside. Oh no, it's her. Irene? It's all wise, guys. They want this building and the Supreme Justice. You. I'm here to protect you. Protect me? How? What the... Lavinia rushes to the window. And here comes Leon? The pack of beasts that had laid dormant in the darkness begins their hunt. Elaborately dressed, masked figures emerge from the alleys and approach the courthouse in orderly formation, quickly making their way through the police lines. And no further. A truck appears out of nowhere, coming to a screeching stop in their path. The police barricade that is sent flying makes a dull sound as it hits the ground. Then, a second and a third, as truck after truck barge into the square. Demonstrating surprising coordination, they form a tight line between the oncoming crowd and the courthouse, stopping it in its tracks like a dam stops the tide. They won't get near the courthouse for a while. I feel like I've seen this before. Perhaps you've seen City Hall's promotional video for Signor Bellone. Insurgent mafiosi block off the courthouse with trucks, creating an area in the city where the police cannot reach, allowing them to exact wanton violence. That was the inspiration. I wouldn't have thought of it if I wasn't part of the shoot. Irene closes the window. Time is short, Lavinia. There is much that we need to resolve. So many mind games. PV9, the wolf in the pack. Let's see what we got. Am I ready?
My ears are sharp, so when I stop, you stop.
Don't make this harder than it needs.
Whose turn is it to get blown to bits today?
Speed things up.
Che posto stupendo. Sono tutte flowers in bite. The lady in suit and tie dance with her blade. No need to cover up.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
I am fighting for more than just the law. Also the
3 blocks doing so good for that wolf. Oh, shoot.
my friends. Why do that? The road to the afterlife is crowded enough.
Oh, shoot, I just realized I don't have much healing. This'll have to do.
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
So much negotiation and resentment have no place, but in a burst of autumn wrath.
Hurry! The pack and I are waiting. I'll plant you into the soil.
Yeah, I forgot I don't have my elemental healing on me like I normally
Let's
do.
put an end to this show. Pronto.
Doctor, please hold up! My fangs are sharp. So you wrapped your brain, poor little guy. It's your unluck.
Hate and resentment have no place, but in a burst of autumn wrath.
This show has so far. I knew you
Get the
were
balloons! Heck yeah! I am really impressed that Luna Cub is still there. Oh yeah, it's because the Carnival thing is going. Wow, that was it? Alright. I thought that would go for at least another half length. I guess it just sent so many enemies all at once. Makes sense considering the subject matter. What is this? A list of people who have been coercing drivers to smuggle contraband into the city, compiled from the truckers' testimonies. It is the same people behind the accident that night, the fire at Nova Vocini Port, and the insurrection of the square that's happening right now. The Mafia. I see. You should have told me about the things that happened to the Truckers' Union. I went to the camp yesterday, but didn't find you. Too late for that now, Your Honor. The important thing right now is to put these people on trial. Trial? They want to take over the courthouse and eliminate the greatest threat before Carnival is done. First Signor Eliantozzo, then you, Judge Lavinia. They are no longer citizens of Novo Vocini. They have violated everything that the new Urban Management Act stands for. Can you guys... Hold on. I'm still recording, but the stream's not up yet? Are we good? Are we back up? Zelda Sheik, if you can respond, is the stream going good? Hold on a moment, folks. Technical difficulties. Well, I think everything's running well. I guess I'll continue. I'm only uncertain because when everything should have reconnected, OBS said that it wasn't getting any bandwidth at all. And then I stopped the stream and started it, and then the bandwidth was fine, and I don't know why. I've never had to stop the stream and restart it to make the bandwidth reconnect before. Been a long time since I got disconnected. I wonder what caused that. Anyway. They are no longer citizens of Nova Vassini. They have violated everything that the new Urban Management Act stands for. The evidence is right before you. The drivers are the witnesses. Signorina Texas here belongs to neither the government, the Familia, nor the Truckers' Union. She is eminently qualified to be the jury. And you are the Supreme Justice of Nova Vassini. The conditions have been met for emergency judicial procedures. Did I get the term right? Under extreme circumstances, the courts may, when the basic conditions have been fulfilled, try persons who present a significant risk to the public security of Nova Vassini in absentia. The most important matter at hand is to bring the situation under control, to ensure the safety of the citizens and the smooth progress of Carnival. That's what I'm here for, Your Honor. Deliver your judgment and the Truckers' Union will carry it out. Is that so? This list of names that you gave me. It's a little too detailed, Irene. Venezia, Seduzzo, Medici, Liotti, Genovese. Are all of these familiar on the square outside? Nobody on this list is innocent, Your Honor. If emergency judicial procedures are activated, once I sign this verdict, everyone on this list becomes an outlaw under the new Urban Management Act. By law, anyone may apprehend, even execute them at their own discretion, without legal consequence. The present situation is not enough for me to justify such a measure. But they're here for you, Lavinia, and they're not coming with good intentions. That may be true, Irene. But what intentions are you coming here with? Why have you surrounded the courthouse with all these trucks? Is it to protect a friend? Or to take the opportunity to solve all the problems you're facing? When you came to the camp yesterday, I was trying to find Summer's body. Thank you for remembering him. Yes, he's dead. I mobilized a lot of people, but we never found his body.
I don't know who killed him, but I know he or she is out there in the darkness below. It's not any one man or woman who killed him. It's a shadow that has always hung above our heads, one that has continued to stalk us even after coming to this new city. I want the murderers to get the punishment they deserve. I want to protect the rest of them and prevent the same fate from befalling anyone else. That's my intention, Your Honor. I should go. They're not used to this kind of stuff. I got to be by their side. I know it's a lot to take in all at once, and you need time to process. I'll make sure you're not disturbed. But don't take too long. What's going on? An ambush? Does City Hall know about our plans? I saw their leader going to the courthouse. She must have gone to see that judge. What you scared of? It's trucks, not tanks. The government's so scared they have to hide behind a bunch of truckers. Forget them. We're going in. Is he in a mask, I wonder? And they're just presenting Capone like he's not, so we know who he is? Rain, what do we do? Give her some time. Signore e signori, I know who you are, and I know what you're planning. I suggest you go no further. That's quite a scene. I never imagined there would be a festival in Syracuse like this, where everybody is a part of it. That's because this city belongs to all of them. Tell me, Leon, in those grand dreams of yours, how many cities like this will there be in Syracuse? You're quiet. It's not like you. Just thinking about whether I should give you an actual figure, or just say all of Syracuse. If Novovosini is the only place where this legal system is no order without the familia exists, then it'll be nothing but a lonely island in the ocean. This is something that Lavinia and I have taken to heart. One lonely island in a swamp matters little. Before that, though, I must demonstrate to Signora Cecilia that this is possible in Syracuse. How many people, how many things will you leave behind in the process? You haven't changed one bit, Leon. You're firm, unwavering, and very talkative when you talk about your dreams. But I'm not interested in engaging in a philosophical debate about the future of Syracuse with you here. In the past few months, City Hall has rejected all applications by businesses associated with the Bolognas. You're behind it, aren't you? Hold on a minute, got a message. I won't deny it. I can understand why you did it. You wanted to separate yourself from the past, to demonstrate the purity of City Hall. Who's the one who hasn't let the Familia go? You remember how some associates at the Familia chose to stay 1 year ago, even after most left because of what the old man did? What you don't know is that as we discussed where we would go from there was unanimous agreement from the remaining associates to keep the Malone name. Even if the name put a target on our backs for the other Familiae, for all our enemies, and gave us trouble after trouble. Even if it forced us to seek new opportunities in Novovosini. They don't regret it. They had lived together, fought together, and bled together under the Bologna name. Carved out our own bit of turf together, earned the respect of everyone together. Not even the betrayal of the Don and his heir could shake this sense of belonging. You and the Don wanted to do away with the old and bring in the new, to change this country from the foundation. How admirable! How determined! But isn't it a little cruel if there is no room in your great ambitions for the Fratelli who have had your back all this time, who had gone through hell and high water with you? They respect you, Leon, but they're also disappointed. Yes, disappointed. You know. How cold of you, Leon Tulso.
If Novovicini rejects purely because the mayor was once the heir of Bologna, because of the potential backlash that permitting the entry of Bologna business might bring, the problem can be solved by taking you out of the equation. Your men are in place nearby. The reveling crowd pays no heed to us. It's not hard for you. Barely an inconvenience. I said a year ago that I am responsible to those left behind. I had intended to tell you this that night at the restaurant. I've had to push it back for a few days. I didn't have anything to do with your accident, Senior Mayor, but I will not hesitate to get you out of our way if you become an obstacle to us. I believe it. You were never the joking type. So, what's that sound? An even bigger float? Did the City Hall plan a surprise for the parade? He's like, I have no idea, that doesn't sound right. I don't know how many of you are skulking out there tonight, but I can tell you pretty much every driver from the guild is here, be it full members or temporary contractors. Ha! Strikes in numbers, she says. What's next? You'll whip out a spanner from the trunk or something? I'll tell you what, get out of my sight right this instant, all of you, and I'll pretend I didn't see you tonight. I never thought we could stop you through strength of numbers alone. A bunch of harlots who could hardly hold their own in a drunken brawl, much less fight to the death. Life's already hard enough. There's too much in life that we have to give up. You've proven one thing. The Familia will never give a second thought about us. Not then, not now, not ever. Continue to cower, and all will continue to see as blood. Our own, our friends, our families. It's been a full 10 minutes. Can you reach Gambino? No, I ain't getting through at all. Something's not right. The land ship should have reached the rendezvous point and made port, and the convoys should have been on their way already. But there's no movement at the docks at all. Are you going to listen to that driver talk until morning, Capone? They're just a bunch of haulers, Antonio. Are you sure? They're in the way, Capone. I should have picked up my mug and been using that for him. What's going on? Feels like the whole plate is shaking. It came from the direction of the port. Hey, that way! That's our land ship, right? A balloon escapes the thread that bound it and rises into the air for a dozen seconds, until it comes to an abrupt end when it meets a corner at the top of a massive object. It is a custom-built cargo land ship. Is this part of it over here? Wouldn't be surprised. A massive vehicle that travels from city to city. Its enormous, resilient hull able to protect massive amounts of cargo from catastrophes and hazardous terrain. It is not an object that one would expect to see inside a city. But it has forced its way into Novovicini by brute force, its tracks crushing the ground underneath it, sending gravel flying. It tears buildings apart like paper as it brushes past them, and the resultant rubble falls from the sky like a rain of stone. It shows no sign of stopping even as it enters the square, casually brushing aside the trucks that surrounded the courthouse, while mafioso and truck drivers alike scatter, fleeing for their lives. Finally, slowly, the land ship comes to a grumbling halt. It's even painted! Oh, look at that big thing. I can't even tell how big it is, but it looks heavily armored. I love it. That was when they noticed that there are ribbons and balloons all over this behemoth of steel, meant to roam the wilderness. It is here for the festival. Ciao! Why so serious, Wolf Pups?
It's Carnival, a time to celebrate and party.
Be it admonishment or taunt, all could hear the voice coming from the deck of the landship. The White Wolf removes her mask. Do it! No one can take their eyes off her. And she's got a brand new outfit. Beams from spotlights sweep away the darkness around her. The tactful night breeze brushes open the bright red on her shoulder. The best tailor in Syracuse has weaved roses and blood into the dress of the White Wolf, equally at home on stage or in the wilds. Seemingly satisfied at the reaction of the audience of mafioso and truck drivers, Lapland delivers her brightest smile and takes a graceful bow. She is the wild card in everything.
Shall we dance? Fall behind, lose your tail. Well, why are you standing there like a bunch of statues? The least you could do is blow a kiss or two. This is the final stop of the Night of Wonders. What are you doing if you're not welcoming to the parade with the grandest show of them all? Oh, I see. Most of you are still empty-handed. My bad. The game has got to be fair, and the performance has got to be grand. Thankfully, someone has prepared the props ahead of time.
Music begins to play, and Lapland puts her foot forward to the rhythm. Acting like she owns the place, she kicks box after box off the deck. All the while, she never stops talking. The boxes break apart in midair, sending their contents scattered across the plaza. Arts units, guns, staves, crossbows, originium explosives. It is a rain of weapons that falls everywhere. All one has to do is stretch out their hand to pick up the raindrops. I love how Capone's just like, alright, I quit. Even he's like, what the frick?
Don't be shy. It's what you've been waiting for. What you've been looking for, isn't it? No rush, no hurry. There's plenty for everybody. The night is young, Novo Vicini.
The White Wolf of Sluso has hijacked our landship. Is this Alberto's doing? No, the use of the landship was a last-minute decision. Alberto hasn't shown any sign of intervening, other than the two of us butting heads on the matter of the truckers' union. What is that Lapland thinking? She's not doing this just for fun, is she? Still can't get through to Gambino. You better pray he's still alive. No need to be anxious. Lapland just spared us the effort of delivering the weapons to the square. Other than the commotion being a little bigger than expected, things are going largely according to plan. I'm going to the docks. Lapland is just one lupo. Even if something did happen under the Novo City port, there will be enough time to deal with it. You take care of things here at Court Square. Get the guys from adjacent districts to come over towards Court Square. He's repeating himself a little bit. Take inventory and make sure the goods are delivered properly. The city's brain and heart is what's really important. Once that's under control, everything else will fall into place. You got it. I had the boys clear a path that takes you away from the parade and cops so that you can get to the Novo City port in the shortest amount of time. The route has been sent to your terminal. I'm on my way. Oh, that was by radio, I guess. Capone? Wasn't easy to get you out of the shadows, boss. Is betrayal a proud Sicilian tradition, too? Who are you wagging your tail to? City Hall? Saluso? Or one of the other familia that's trying to take advantage of the situation in the city? Oh, just putting you in touch with somebody who wanted to meet you. Antonio hears footsteps behind him. He turns around and sees the familiar figure at the end of the alley, walking slowly towards him. As for your question, you weren't such a bad boss, you know. Temperamental, but sharp. I actually felt pretty guilty when that crazy Lapland came knocking. Glad I don't feel that way now. Thanks for that one. The Familia got 100 ways to deal with enemies and traitors. Cut their tongues, slit their throats, bury them alive with their families. We're villains through and through, and there ain't much we wouldn't do. But no Familia would raise a hand against honest folk who pay their protection money. What? I'm also gonna guess Antonio was the one that killed the person that, Phobos Foglia has been looking for this whole time? Times may change, but there's some rules in Syracuse that never do. I guess when all's said and done, you're still a Bolivarian, Antonio. That was quick. You'll need to get your news faster. I was waiting nearby all this time. Still, thank you. If you want to thank someone, thank Lapland. Not that I got any clue what she's planning. If I get the chance. Need a hand? You can go. He's like, oh darn. Ingrid. Texas stands on the roof of one of the administrative buildings. She had come here from the courthouse's rooftop. The night wind rustles her clothes. She tries to keep herself pressed against the fence as she moves towards her mark, ignoring the commotion on the ground. That landship. It's registered at the Venezia Trucking. They secretly brought an entire ship's full of weapons. It's no longer a secret. Lapland's actions threaten to cause the situation to spiral out of control. Maybe that's what she wants. Never expect an attention-seeking lone wolf to act rationally. It's not me that Lapland is after this time. I'm concerned that she might not stop at this. She once said that all of Syracuse is her enemy. Go, Texas. I'm gonna guess the reason Lapland seems crazy is because she learns what various familiae in Syracuse are planning, and quite literally just chucks a wrench into every one of those plans. And only one wrench. Just to throw them off their game and keep things chaotic enough that they eventually collapse. And she always makes sure that wrench goes to a very solid spot. But you'll be by yourself. Not much we can do here, trapped in the courthouse. The best we can do is to neutralize potential risk as best we can. Both Venezia and the Truckers Union are here for me. That's why I must stay. Besides, I can't really move like you do. I don't think Irene intends to do anything to me, for the time being at least. As for Lapland, leave her to me. The landships tore up the ground, the square is in mayhem, and the courthouse door is blocked. How will you get to her? Texas suddenly misses her friends at Penguin Logistics. Croissant would bash a path through the chaotic crowd with her shield. Exusio would probably come up with something even more outlandish. Texas takes one look to estimate a direction. She takes a deep breath and takes a leap of faith. What a dramatic entrance, Texas! What, not happy that I stole the show? Why would I be when you're so eager to come and see me? Did you break your leg? Do you need a doctor? Well, it's not like a doctor could get here in this mess. Just find your place and sit down. Sit where? You've turned the deck into a stage? Did you seriously get this costume custom made just for this? It's the carnival, after all. Looks better than what you're wearing, doesn't it? Hey, Gambino. Have you given out all the candy? There's a little left in the hold. Go deal with that candy thief in the hold. I think he came up with you. Leave these front row seats for me and Texas. Look, the poor child. The box cracked next to him and a whole box of weapons spilled into his arms.
See how he stares with mouth agape. Does he not know how it works? The ones in the masks have seen him. He raises the gun in his hand by instinct.
Finally talking, Caesar?
What did you think? It's not just I who didn't want to speak. Agnes, Vargo, we were ready to rip your throat out until your little pup showed up. Is this what Lapland wanted to show us? Only a little better than those colorful streets and flippant fireworks. Does the human game refer to how those humans still refuse to remove their absurd masks and show their true face?
Hey there, Kaiju. Glad you can make it. And yes, more Arknights. I'm trying to finish this tonight before I have to go somewhere, though it's looking like that might not be possible. But this event ends in a few days. I wanted to finish this forever ago and just haven't had the time.
Is this worth all the Signori de Lupe gathering here tonight?
Excuse me. Are you anxious, Caesar?
Well, Vargo is the one who should be anxious right now. Thanks to your help, Red should be paying a visit to the Taylor de Montano as we speak.
I am ashamed of you, Zaro. Huh, is that an emotion worthy of the Signore de Lupi, Vargo? Besides, you were the one who broke the rules first. You interfered directly in the game. The killer that you had the Higashi dog find attacked the fangs of Caesar and Agnes in public.
There have been too many irregularities in this round. Agnes, Vargo, it is a position shared by more than one kindred. The game itself must be reviewed. But
the game itself must be reviewed. Hopefully that means they're going to shut down their game and learn to coexist. The wolves that laid lazily upon the deck suddenly spring up. With Caesar, the Signore de Lupi surround Vargo and Agnes, shifting and crouching while bellowing belligerently. If not for the night wind that drowned out the sound of the Signore de Lupi's hunt, those on the ground would have been overwhelmed by terror beyond fathoming. Well, well, after all these years, we're going back from using our literal fangs. Or did he mean going back to using our literal fangs?
shut up, Zaro. The last 3 fangs have revealed themselves. The Signore de Lupi shall stay here until this round is decided, and shall not intervene in any manner. Any in violation shall be exiled from the pack, and be punished in the most cruel way for eternity. The pack has spoken.
Let us watch with patience. We will see if the human game is truly so much more interesting, as Lapland said.
Vargo?
Didn't nobody tell you that by the rules of Syracuse, sneaking onto somebody else's turf gets your leg cut off at the knee? Now get out of those boxes and go sit in a corner.
Oh shoot, it's Lucino. It's you who should sit down, big guy.
Oh, it's you, the little de Montano tailor. So, after I spared your life, you tailed me to the Nova Volsini port and sneaked onto this land ship?
I need water.
You got talent on this front, I'll give you that. I wouldn't have known that you were smuggling so much weapons into the city if I didn't. What's Venezia Jr. planning? What do you think? Have you any idea how many people will die? Didn't you want to join a familia and become somebody? Never thought about what the somebody had to do to get there? Nonna was right. Somebody like you keep ordering new clothes because they keep getting soaked in blood. You're no big shot. Nonno's too good for people like you. If I was you, I'd listen to my nonno, swallow my tears, and learn how to sew buttons. I won't let you. Who's gonna stop me? You? Get back! Lucino kicks open a plank. Red sewing threads nimbly weave through it, with Lucino holding the end. Explosives? You learned that from the movies? All the originium explosives are connected by this thread. All I need to do is pull it, and these weapons will burn to ash. You know what's gonna burn to ash? You. Or you give up that dream of becoming a familiar somebody. Decided to be a hero who teaches the familiar a lesson? Sure, the headlines will all be talking about the young hero Lucino who saved Novo Vicini. Maybe you'll get a medal from the mayor. You won't be that little tailor anymore. Everyone will tip their hats when they see you on the streets. That's enough, pup. I don't got time to play what I want to be when I grow up with you. I don't need that. What are you talking about? I caused trouble. I'll deal with it myself. Nobody needs to know. Lucino de Montano won't spend his entire life as a nobody. Maybe I'll never be more than a tailor. But right now, I don't think so. And I don't like the way you were talking, big guy. Don't look down on tailors. You don't know what we can do with a needle and a thread. You know, kid, I'm starting to like you. You remind me of me when I was a pup. Huh? Two things was common knowledge by the time I got old enough to know my own name. Cecilia is the oldest familia in Syracusa, and it ain't around no more because of Signora Cecilia. All who tried to curry favor with Signora Cecilia came up empty, and all who tried to revive the familia were banished. The name Sicilian was a big fat joke. But it became my label without my say-so, just like how everyone calls you Little Tailor. That's why I told myself I was gonna be somebody. All Syracuse is gonna know the name of Gambino Ricci, the Sicilian. And how'd that go? Didn't go. If you just want Venezia Jr. to suffer, he's suffering enough right now. This ship ain't under his control. You're barking up the wrong tree, kid. You see that crazy chick on the deck? I've got mixed up between saying chick and girl. Stay clear of her. She's trouble. You think I'd believe? I'm just too young, thought Lucino when it happened. Gambino had been drawing closer and closer. Even worse, Lucino had accidentally snapped the thread in his panic. But there was no explosion. Nothing. Everything was obscured by fog. The next instant, he saw Gambino floating in midair. Then he finds himself in midair too, falling off the land ship and heading straight towards the ground. He seems to hear a faint sigh. Is Vargo actually an oddly benevolent Lupo? Katso, what's wrong with that white wolf? What is she doing? Form up and pick up the weapons. Have the guys nearby join up here. Get a group on board that land ship. It belongs to us. Gotcha. By the way, Kaiju, how are you doing? Stop right there! Irene's orders, nobody gets through. Merde, when will these howlers learn to give up? Well, looks like we won't be disturbed for a while. What's in that look on your face? I was expecting more gratitude for exposing a familiar plot to bring violence back to Novo Vicini. Maybe even a medal. Like this? This is not Samhain in Lungmen, Lapland, and those arts units and explosives aren't candies. Hundreds of mafiosi are trying to take over the courthouse and city hall, And there are many out there in that revelry who want to see things get worse. You know what this means as well as I do.
That familia haven't changed their ways and incited another civil disorder? That Novovicini isn't really any different from the other 22 nomadic cities in Syracuse? Or that Carnival is finally living up to its name?
There are almost 1,000 truck drivers on this square. The mafiosi are picking up the weapons, and these ordinary folk have to do the same in order to protect themselves.
Why did you decide to come down from the sky, Texas? Who blocked the courthouse doors? The mafiosi are not the only ones wearing masks on the square. Familia Venezia has been plotting to take over the city with these weapons. You needed to discover their plot. Those drivers needed to protect themselves. All I did was bring out into the open what everybody wanted. You know how much I hate chess players. I prefer to put my foot down on the chessboard. Tonight is Carnival. It's a time to review the progress that this new city has made in the past year. Everyone has the right to express their views and their demands about it, don't they? Candy alone isn't enough to make everybody happy. Look over there.
Pardon me.
No rush, Texas. I know you have a lot of questions, but why don't we make a bet first?
Not interested.
I'll take that as a yes. You are always more alert, more vigilant than anyone. You never claim to have high and lofty ideals, but you have a funny way of ending up on whichever side stood for justice, whether in Yan or Syracuse. The time now is 11:30, and the parade procession will arrive at Court Square in 15 minutes. Who do you think will fire their first shot? Will hundreds of thousands of Novovicinians see two groups lining the streets to welcome them in perfect peace and harmony? Or will they see the streets run red with blood, and bring this truly Syracusan festival to a climax? I've seen the weather forecast. Clear skies are expected tonight. There will be no rain to wash away the blood.
There's nothing to clean up. Let's go.
Oof. I think that second cutscene was twice as long as the first one. Not counting this one over here. Before we start PV10, I'm gonna be right back. Because I may just, like, pause the stream here, and then bring up a second stream later tonight for the last chapter. Because there's still both cutscenes for this, and then the ending cutscene after that, and there's a half hour before my dad might need my help. And that one last cutscene itself took at least a half hour. At least I'm pretty sure it did. So, be right back, everyone. Feel free to take a bathroom break or something.
Alright, folks, here's the current plan. My voice is dying from all of the Gambino that I've been reading, as well as some of these other characters. And, excuse me. And while my dad technically doesn't need my help, they said it'd be a little bit nice if I do. Just in case something goes wrong, I'll basically be dog-sitting for a couple of hours. And then I'll be back, and if you guys are still around and available, I'll keep streaming. I'll probably keep streaming anyway, because I really wanted to finish this tonight, and I wasn't expecting anything to happen tonight until yesterday. But, yeah, my voice needs a bit of a rest, and then I'll continue later tonight when it's recovered. So, for anyone watching... Well, do I splice this together, or do I count it as a separate episode later? What do you folks in chat think? I guess you guys might still be on. Well, now that I think about it, I forgot to stop the recording of this anyway, so... I suppose I will continue this later tonight, and then just splice the episodes together later before I upload them. So, yeah, I'll see you folks later for the final chapter of this long, wild adventure we've been on. Bye-bye for now.